Let us have differential equations with coefficients linear in x and y. Under differential equations with coefficients linear in x and y, we have two cases. Case number 1 is when the equation represents two non-identical parallel lines. That is case number 1. In case number 2, when the equation represents two non-parallel lines with C1 and or C2 not equal to 0. Okay? So, on the first case, we have two non-identical parallel line. And for case number 2, we have two non-parallel lines, meaning intersecting. The lines are intersecting in case number 2. So case number 1, we have parallel lines. And case number 2 are intersecting lines. Okay? Now, the book shows here the solution to case number 1 and number 2, but I will present to you the solution to the equation on a much easier way, that we don't have to memorize a very long formula. Now let us have example number 1 or problem number 1. Okay? So find the complete solution of x plus y minus 1 dx. Okay? Plus 2x plus 2y plus 1 dy is equal to 0. Okay? So, what are we going to do here? We may have this as x plus y minus dx minus dx plus 2x plus 2y dy plus dy is equal to 0. By simply grouping x and y and 2x plus 2y and multiply that to dx and dy respectively. So, we may write this as x plus y dx minus dx plus, factoring 2, we have 2x plus y dy. Okay? Plus dy is equal to 0. Okay? So, if you'll notice, on these two terms, the value of m and n, we have a common factor of x plus y and x plus y. Now, we may represent x plus y, since these are two common factors, x plus y in terms of v. So if we're going to let the third variable v be equal to x plus y, okay, and we may have this as y is equal to v minus x. So we may transform dy into dv minus dx. Okay? So, this, substituting these values into this equation, we'll have x plus y is v dx minus dx plus 2 x plus y is v dy is dv minus dx plus dv minus dx is equal to 0. Okay? Simplifying this, we may have this as v minus 1 dx, okay, plus 2v plus 1 times dv minus dx is equal to 0. Okay? So we have v minus 1 dx plus 2v plus 1, distributing 2v plus 1 inside dv minus dx, dv minus 2v plus 1 dx is equal to 0. Combining terms, let's combine these two terms here, since both has v and dx in it, or we have v minus 1 minus 2v minus 1 dx plus 2v plus 1 dv is equal to 0. Okay? Or we have negative v minus 2 dx plus 2v plus 1 dv is equal to 0. Dividing everything by negative v minus 2, we have dx plus 2v plus 1 dv over negative v plus 2 is equal to 0. Or we can write this as dx minus 2v plus 1 over b plus 2 dv is equal to 0. Okay. So how are we going to integrate? On the first term, we don't have any problem integrating this. But on the second term, we don't have any formula that will fit this equation. But we can do, or we can divide the two equations. So we may have to divide 2b plus 1 divided by v plus 2. So we have to multiply this by 2 times b is 2b plus 4. Subtracting, this cancels. We have negative 3. Or this is minus 3 over v plus 2. So we could rewrite this whole thing as 2 minus 3 over b plus 2. Okay? So we have dx minus 2 minus 3 over v plus 2 dv is equal to 0. Distributing dv inside the parentheses, we have dx minus 2 dv minus 3, or this plus 3 over v plus 2 dv is equal to c if we're going to integrate this. Okay? So we have the integral of dx is x minus 2b plus 3 ln of v plus 2 is equal to c. Okay? But what is v? What is v? Because our original equation is in terms of x and y. So we have to transform b into x and y also. But what is v? Your v is x plus y here. Right? In here, your v is equal to x plus y. So we are going to transform v into x plus y. So we have x minus 2 times x plus y plus 3 ln of v x plus y plus 2 is equal to c. Okay? And that's it. X minus 2 times x plus y plus 3 ln of x plus y plus 2 is equal to C. So this answers example number 1. By the way, this is under case number 1. This is the case of two parallel lines since they have common factor here. So these are two parallel lines. Now let's have example number 2. Okay? So find the general solution of number 2. 6x minus 3y plus 2 dx plus y minus 2x plus 1 dy is equal to 0. So, do we have a common factor here? Okay. So this is y minus 2x. If we're going to multiply the first term into negative 1, okay. So we have, if we could factor this out, we can factor 3 times 2x minus y dx plus 2 dx plus y minus 2x dy plus dy is equal to 0. So, ang problema natin dito, magkabaliktad ang 2x minus y and y minus 2x. So, what are we going to do? Okay? So, what we're going to do here is to multiply this with negative 1, everything by negative 1. Okay? So we have negative 3 times 2x minus y dx minus 2 dx, okay, plus 2x minus y, negative y, positive 2x, dy minus dy is equal to 0. So we have now a common factor of 2x minus y and 2x minus y. Okay? So this is under, again, case number 1. So, if we're going to let v be equal to 2x minus y, your y is equal to what? 2x minus v. That's it. So your dy therefore is equal to 2 dx minus dv. That'll be your dy. Okay? Substituting this in this equation, we'll have negative 3v dx minus 2 dx plus v dy 2 dx minus dv minus 2 dx minus dv is equal to 0. Okay? Okay? So, we have negative 3v minus 2 dx plus v minus 1 2 dx minus dv is equal to 0. Okay? So we have negative 3v minus 2 dx plus 2v dx minus v dv minus 2 dx plus dv is equal to 0. Combining terms, we have negative 3v minus 2 plus 2v minus 2 dx minus v dv plus dv is equal to 0. Simplifying this, we have negative v minus 4 dx plus negative v plus 1 dv is equal to 0. Okay? Dividing everything by negative v minus 4, so we have dx is equal to plus negative, wag na yung plus, negative v minus 1 over v plus 4 dv is equal to 0. Okay? So again, we have to divide v minus 1 with v plus 4. So we have v minus 1 divided by v plus 4, or we have 1 v plus 4 minus cancel to, negative 5 minus 5 over v plus 4. So we may replace this with 1 minus v minus 5 over v plus 4. So we have dx minus 1 minus 5 over v plus 4 dv is equal to 0. Or we have dx minus dv plus 5 over v plus 4 dv is equal to c if we're going to integrate this. Alright? So we have x minus v plus 5 ln of v plus 4 is equal to c. Okay? But what is v? V is 2x minus y. Okay? So we have x minus 2x minus y plus 5 ln of 2x minus y plus 4 is equal to c. Okay? So we have what? Baliktad yung aking signs. How did it happen? negative, negative, positive. Or we have y minus x plus 5 ln of 2x minus y plus 4 is equal to c. Okay? So, ang lumalabas na sagot sa libro is 3x minus y. Yung v niya kasi is y minus 2x. Minus 2x minus y. So, how did it happen? Your dx negative so this must be positive pala. So this must be positive. Positive, positive, positive. So okay. So tama libro. We have 3x minus y plus 5 ln of 4 minus y plus 2x is equal to c. So namali ako ng sign. This must be positive since negative yan. Nilabas yung negative, positive, positive to. Okay? So we have 3x minus y plus 5 ln of 4 minus y plus 2x is equal to c. So this answers number 2. Okay, let's have problem number 3. Okay? Find the general solution of x minus 4y minus 9 dx plus 4x plus y minus 2 dy is equal to 0. So this problem here, since if you can see, wala tayong magiging common factor dyan, this belongs to case number 2, wherein the lines are intersecting. So the first thing that we have to do here is to get your m and your n, and solve this simultaneously, solving for the value of x and y. So we have x minus 4y minus 9 and 4x plus y minus 2 and equate both to 0. Okay? Solving this simultaneously, we may multiply the first or the second term, second equation, let us multiply this with negative 4. So we have negative 4x plus 16y plus 36 is equal to 0. And we have 4x plus y minus 2 is equal to 0. So cancel yung 4x and 4x. And we have 17y plus 34, okay, is equal to 0. Or your y is equal to negative 2. If y is equal to negative 2, what is x? So we have x minus 4 times negative 2 minus 9 is equal to 0 by employing equation 1 here. Or we have x plus 8 minus 9 is equal to 0, or x is equal to 1. So we already have the value of x and y. What's the next thing that we have to do? Okay? Under case number 2, we are to let x is equal to u plus h, or dx is equal to du, and y is equal to v plus k, or dy is equal to dv. Okay? So, that'll be our representation here. So, your x is equal to u plus h. What is h? H is the value of x in the computation for the value of x and y using m and n. So, this is actually your h, and this is your k. So, we have u, x is equal to u plus h, or u plus 1, and your y is equal to v plus k, but your k is negative 2, so we have minus 2. And dx is equal to dy, and your dy is equal to du, is equal to dv. Okay? So what's the next thing that we have to do? Substitute this in your original equation. In here, your x is u plus 1 minus 4 times v minus 2 minus 9 dx is du plus 4 times x, u plus 1 plus y is v minus 2 minus 2 dy is dv is equal to 0. Simplifying, we have u plus 1 minus 4 b minus 2 minus 9 du plus, inulit ko lang, 4 u plus 1 plus v minus 2 minus 2 dv is equal to 0. We have u plus 1 minus 4b plus 8 minus 9 du plus 4u plus 4 plus v minus 2 minus 2 dv is equal to 0. 1 plus 8, 9 minus 9, we have u minus 4b du plus 4u plus this, and this cancels, v dv is equal to 0. Okay? So, we cannot separate the variables in this equation. So, we are to employ homogeneous differential equation on this particular case. So, we have to introduce again another variable. Okay? What if we let u be equal to zv? So, we are using now homogeneous differential equation from this point on. Okay? If your u is equal to zv, your du must be equal to z dv plus v dz. Okay? So, substituting this in this equation, you have u is zv. zv minus 4v du z dv plus v dz plus 4u. 4ZV plus V dV is equal to 0. Okay? So we have Z square V dV plus ZV square dZ minus 4VZ dV minus 4V square dZ. Okay? Plus 4Z plus 1 V dV is equal to 0. So combining terms, these two here, we have Z square minus 4Z V dV plus Z minus 4 V square dZ plus 4Z plus 1 V dV is equal to 0. Again, combining terms, these two here, we have Z square minus 4Z plus 4Z plus 1 V dV plus Z minus 4 V square dZ is equal to 0. Separating the variables, we have 4Z and 4Z cancels. Separating the variables, we have V dV over V square plus Z minus 4 over Z square plus 1 dZ is equal to 0. This cancels, so we have dV over V plus Z minus 4 over Z square plus 1 dZ is equal to 0. Okay? So what is the next thing that we have to do here? We can rewrite the last equation in this form.